Ever since the Simpsons crossover season was leaked, players have been hyped to get the skins. But now that the update's here, it turns out Fortnite totally scammed us, and in more ways than one. Tons of new pets have been added to the game, with loads of customizable options to make them your own. But there's a catch. Once you pick a style you're happy with, you have to lock in permanently. So if you want to change anything later, you're gonna have to buy the exact same pet all over again. A lot of players are calling it a total money grab, and honestly, it's hard to argue. To be fair, the pets are actually really cool. They react to you.
Oh, and the dog's going crazy for the fish.
And float alongside you like a real companion. But here's the problem. Nobody else can see them. So if you're planning on flexing your custom raptor or fish, tough luck. You're the only one who will ever know that it's there. Then there's the Simpsons Battle Pass. Fans were hyped to see Marge.
We got Marge, first page, bang.
Complete with a Halloween edit style, Ned Flanders,
Hi diddly ho, neighborino.
and even Homer.
The myth, the man, the legend himself.
Its own emote and other skin variants too. But unfortunately, that's where it stops. Bart and Lisa are nowhere to be found in the pass. Shockingly, they're going to be sold separately in the item shop. So if you want the full family, it's gonna cost a fortune. But Fortnite has done way worse than this before. In Chapter 2, Season 4, Fortnite dropped a legendary bundle that nobody saw coming. But what followed was one of the sneakiest scams Fortnite's ever pulled. The Last Lap bundle gave you 3 banger skins: Joker, Poison Ivy, and Midas Rex, plus a bunch of other sick cosmetics too. At launch, it was only $29.99, offering pretty awesome value for what you got. But here's the catch. When it finally returned to the shop 472 days later, the price had mysteriously gone up. No new content, no bonus V-Bucks, just a higher price for the exact same thing. People who missed it the first time were hyped it was back until they saw the new price tag. And the worst part, a lot of newer players didn't even realize that they were being scammed. It was insanely sneaky, but if you bought it the second time around, I'm sorry to say that you literally got scammed. Joker skin? More like the joke's on us. When Fortnite added the Tesla Cybertruck, most people expected it to cost a fortune. So when the summer road trip quest dropped, letting players unlock it for completely free, everyone rushed to complete them.
Let's go!
Before long, every lobby was packed with Cybertrucks, and that's when the problem started.
What the heck? Fortnite!
Typical Gamer found it the hard way.
I can't use the fists. They're broken.
Something about the Cybertruck was completely bugging the game.
I think the Tesla Cybertruck glitches the fists. Tesla Cybertruck is pay to lose.
And if you found out at the wrong time, it could even scam you out of the win.
What?
When Juice WRLD hit the item shop, fans were pumped.
Yo, this is sick.
No way! Juice WRLD is in the item shop!
But did you know Fortnite pulled a sneaky scam with the bundle? In the Fortnite web shop, the World Takeover bundle looked like it included the Lucid Dreams emo. But players who bought it actually got the Lucid Dreams jam track instead. Turns out the Lucid Dreams emote wasn't even in the game yet. So players were scammed out of an emote that didn't even exist? Mistakes can be easily made. And next up, we have a big one.
No, wait. Oh, I have the storm tracker. That isn't in the patch notes.
And the 4.2 Fortnite update added in the Storm Tracker, allowing lucky players to see the next 2 storm circles. Needless to say, this was pretty OP, and it was replaced by the jetpack in under 30 minutes. So sadly, only a lucky few players got to try the item out, and most people missed out entirely. Next up, Fortnite did something so bad, it literally made people cry. Chapter 5 Season 2 dropped with absolute heat. Greek god mythics, busted new abilities,
I'm fast as frick, boy!
and a battle pass stacked with wicked skins. The community was hyped.
Oh, she looks so good.
People bought it instantly and started grinding until one day it was just gone. The whole battle pass straight up disappeared from their locker. No warning, no refund, just Fortnite acting like they've never bought it in the first place. For some players, this was devastating. And while Fortnite did eventually tweet out that they were looking into it, by then the damage was already done. Sure, in the end, players got their battle passes back. But that moment when you log in and everything's gone, that's not a bug, that's straight up trauma. Back in the OG Fortnite days, Tfue found a way to shoot enemies without them being able to hit him at all. It was insanely overpowered, and he was absolutely dominating using his newfound exploit. But But being on the receiving end didn't feel very fair, so Fortnite patched it. Winning in Fortnite is never easy, but did you know that there was actually a way to get wins completely free? All you had to do was hire an NPC, quickly dismiss them before you died, and then spectate until the end of the game. It was as easy as that. It wasn't long until Fortnite patched it, but a few chapters later, there was another even more insane glitch to get free wins again. Someone found a secret way to unlock the car before getting the medallion, and once you got it, the car was completely invincible. As long as you didn't get out of the car, you were basically guaranteed the victory royale. This next scam hit way too many players, and most didn't even realize it until it was too late. Fortnite has dropped some amazing guitars and basses over the seasons, in crazy collabs with the Spider-Verse, Iron Man, and a bunch of other awesome Marvel characters. These things looked insane, but there was one problem. They only worked in Fortnite Festival. Let's be honest, although it is pretty fun, it's not the most popular game mode, so tons of players saw the guitar stand and loved how it looked, but passed on them, thinking they would never be able to use them. Then completely randomly, over a year later, Fortnite suddenly dropped an update that made them usable as pickaxes and backblings in Battle Royale. No warning, no re-release, just boom, now they work. If you already had them in your locker, it was a huge W. But if you're one of the many players who skipped on them thinking that they would be stuck in Festival forever, it kinda sucked. Players didn't pass on the instruments because they were bad. They missed out because Fortnite never told them the whole truth. In Fortnite Season 1, if you got to level 25, you could obtain the Mako glider from the season shop. This was the only way to get it, so it was one of the rarest items in the game.
I got it. No way it's OG, is it? Is it actually, guys? Cool. You're telling me this is the rarest glider in the game?
That was until January 2nd, 2018, when Fortnite accidentally released it into the item shop. People rushed to buy it, but those who missed out weren't too happy. Launch pads. Usually, if you were in a tight spot, these could really come in clutch. That is, unless you're playing Chapter 3, Season 3. Players were wondering why, all of a sudden, every time they hit a launch pad, they were getting absolutely fried out of the air. Turns out, there was a bug where anytime you placed a pad, its location would instantly ping to every player in the entire lobby. Meaning, instead of getting a sneaky, low-key rotate, you'd get absolutely lasered by everyone in the game. In 2018, Fortnite's Boogie Down contest had players dancing for a chance to get their moves made into a real game emote. But the top 100 received V-Bucks and a selection of disco-themed cosmetics, and this is where Fortnite did something unbelievable. Among the skins was Sparkle Specialist, a Season 2 Battle Pass skin. Fortnite had previously told players Battle Pass skins would be exclusive, so players who did buy the Battle Pass for the exclusive skins got totally scammed. In Chapter 3, Season 3, Fortnite dropped the awesome Blow Blades pickaxe as part of a limited time set to celebrate FNCS. They were promised it would only be in the item shop for FNCS, and once it was gone, it would be gone forever. But in Chapter 5 Season 4, Fortnite brought it back, and the community was shocked. Some players were hyped to grab an OG pickaxe, but the original buyers, they were furious the rare pickaxe wasn't rare anymore. Some of you might recognize this skin, iconic. It was exclusive for the Galaxy S10 owners back in OG Fortnite, and everyone wanted it.
Oh, is that the announcement?
Yeah, what's up, baby?
So much that some people even bought the phone just for the skin. So it won't come as a surprise that they weren't too happy when Fortnite accidentally added into the item shop for free. It was only in the shop if you were on Android, and it was only in the game for an hour. But if you somehow managed to get it, Fortnite actually let you keep it. It was awesome for those lucky few, but the OG owners weren't too happy. This next one hits especially hard if you've been playing Fortnite for a while. Back in the day, owning rare cosmetics actually meant something.
That's it. That's the recon expert.
You had the Galaxy skin, you were a legend.
That looks so effing cool.
Renegade Raider, instant flex. Content creators would even make whole videos around showing them off with their exclusive gear. But now, Fortnite's tossing all that in the trash. Skins that were once rare are starting to return, like starter packs from years ago are suddenly showing up in the item shop again completely without warning. PlayStation exclusives, not so exclusive anymore. OG Renegade Raider, back in the shop.
They actually added it.
And the wildest part, sometimes Fortnite has even brought things back for way less than they originally cost. That Chapter 2 Season 1 starter pack, OGs back in the day paid $4.99. But when it came back in 2024, it was just $4.49? 50 cents cheaper? So yeah, Fortnite didn't just kill exclusivity, they put it on sale. Wanting unobtainable cosmetics is nothing new, but it's not a problem for everyone. And in Chapter 2 Season 1, this player couldn't believe what they had found. The item shop had glitched, and they could buy old starter packs. They shared what they had found on Reddit, and it wasn't long before people found out how to do it. All you had to do was change the date on your PC. That's crazy. At the start of any new season, there's always players ready to drop V-Bucks to speed through the battle pass.
You know me, man. Elsewhere buying every level, dude.
But in Chapter 5 Season 1, Fortnite hit them with a nasty surprise. If you tried to buy more than 25 levels with just V-Bucks, you just wouldn't get them. No levels, no warning, and you just lost the V-Bucks.
What the f happened?
It felt like a straight up scam. And after massive backlash from the community, Fortnite finally stepped in and refunded the affected players. In Chapter 5 Season 4, eagle-eyed shoppers spotted a crazy bargain in the item shop. The Dragon Ball Gear Bundle had been upgraded to now also include the Nimbus Cloud Glider 2. Since the glider usually costs 800 V-Bucks on its own, grabbing the full bundle for just 1800 seemed like a no-brainer. Players rushed to buy it, only to find out they had been totally scammed. The glider wasn't actually included. After tons of complaints, Fortnite finally granted players the Nimbus Cloud, but the damage was already done. If they hadn't have spoken up, they probably would have never gotten it at all. That's not the only time Fortnite has made a mistake. And in Chapter 5 Season 1, people spotted something in the item shop that seemed kinda out of place. If you scrolled all the way down, past the skins to the jam track section, and amongst the songs, there was actually the Heartbreaker skin. People were super confused about what was going on, but it turns out there was also a jam track called Heartbreaker. So if you accidentally bought it, you got duped into buying a skin you didn't even want? Some of you OGs might remember the semi-auto sniper rifle. It was decent back in the day, but when it was brought back in OG Fortnite, they made a huge mistake. At only blue rarity, it did 101 damage to the body and 250 to the head, enough to make it one-shot headshot even in zero builds. If someone headshotted you with it, there was nothing you could do. It felt like a total rip-off when this thing eliminated you, and thankfully Fortnite removed it pretty fast. That's not the only time an update has had something in the game that shouldn't have been in. And in Season 9, someone found out a crazy glitch that let you get the Storm Scout sniper rifle way before it came out officially.
It's got an arrow on it and it's got a mini map on it? What the heck?
But there was a problem. It wasn't the Battle Royale map, and there was no storms, so it didn't work properly.
I'm still not too sure what the arrow means. See the arrow on the top? Maybe it's glitched.
Players would have to wait till way later on in the season for it to be released at Battle Royale to finally try it. But that's not the only time Fortnite has upset the community. In OG Fortnite, gold scarves were one of the most rare and sought after overpowered weapons in the game. So when it was removed, people were devastated. Finally, when Chapter 5 rolled out, it was looking like the scar was set to return. But when players were finally able to get into a match, it was actually the Striker AR, a different gun entirely? Next up, OG players might remember it all too well. These days, Battle Pass shows you everything you're getting up front.
This is the coolest battle pass ever.
But back in the early days of Fortnite, there was one massive surprise. Secret skins. You technically already own them as part of the pass, but nobody knew what they were until way later in the season when Fortnite unlocked them.
Who got this skin? No one got this skin.
And that mystery built insane hype all season long.
She is hot.
Hot.
But sadly, in Chapter 2 Season 2, Fortnite scrapped them entirely. Instead, we got bonus skins. And while some of them were pretty sick, a lot of players were left super disappointed. The thrill of the surprise was gone, and it felt like something special had been lost forever. You might recognize this, the Axe of Champions. Every season, Fortnite gave it to the winners of FNCS, and they only got to keep it for the season, making it possibly the rarest item in the game. But near the end of Chapter 2, Fortnite made a huge mistake. They accidentally gave it to everyone who had qualified for Grand Royale. Sadly, for the lucky qualifiers who received it, Fortnite quickly realized their mistake and took it back, leaving them feeling totally scammed. In Chapter 3 Season 3, Fortnite released an awesome new pickaxe called the Dragon Rune Lance as part of the Battle Pass. But this pickaxe had a hidden secret that pros figured out in no time.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
If you had the pickaxe out, nobody could hear your footsteps at all. They didn't even show up on visual audio. You could walk right up behind someone, take them by surprise, and there was nothing they could do.
Dude is so broken.
Getting eliminated to players doing this felt like a total ripoff. In Chapter 3, Fortnite added Colombo, and he was so cute, he immediately became a fan favorite.
So where do I stand to get redeployed? Oh, shoot! You're a legend! Whoa. Oh my god, he's so cute!
The community was devastated when he got removed. After 3 years later, he finally returned, but this time to LEGO Fortnite. LEGO Games even built this giant LEGO Colombo in real life to mark the occasion. But it's not the same as the OG, so some people are still left disappointed. Fortnite can be full of surprises, and this is no exception. Not too long ago, people started reporting they were receiving the rare Psycho bandit skin completely randomly? Nobody could figure out what was happening until this tweet from Ginger Froggy. It turns out if you didn't start playing Fortnite until after the promotion ended, you didn't get the skin. In the early days of Fortnite, something so powerful was released onto the island, it would change the game forever. That is, if it was in the game for more than a few minutes. The Zapatron wasn't meant to be added. When Fortnite spotted their mistake, it was quickly removed, meaning basically nobody got to try it, and pretty much everybody got scammed. It wasn't until UEFN launched later on that people found out a way to finally try it out. But while it was super powerful, it turns out even the Zapatron was no match for Colombo. Back in Chapter 2, Fortnite actually added in the prop gun, and it was everywhere. People were finding it out of chests, NPCs, even just lying around on the ground, and it was chaos. It quickly got removed only after being in the game for 1 hour, and the community was devastated. But fortunately, it was brought back in the next update. Kids stealing their parents' credit card for V-Bucks is a meme as old as Fortnite itself. But in 2022, it turned into a full-blown legal nightmare. It turns out, Fortnite used to automatically save credit card information without parents even knowing, meaning kids could keep spending, no questions asked. And yeah, it got out of hand fast.
All the money that's coming out of my account is being spent on Fortnite.
As more and more parents started noticing massive charges on their accounts, the FTC, they're basically the truth police, stepped in and took Fortnite to court. They found that Fortnite was using digital dark patterns, sneaky designs to trick players into spending more money, like confusing refund systems and auto-saved payment info. The result? A $245 million fine. No wonder parents were mad. But while justice was served that time, now in 2025, Fortnite's in trouble again. Over countdown timers? Parents say they're designed to pressure kids into panic buying stuff they don't even want. And honestly, it kind of tracks. I mean, have you ever rushed to go buy a skin before the timer runs out because it might go OG and get super rare, only for it to still be in the item shop after the reset? It feels like a total scam. On the 9th of August 2024, people were hyped to see the new X-Men skins in the item shop, only for them to be removed a few minutes later? People speculated whether or not this was an accident or just a marketing gimmick. But either way, the skins officially came into the item shop just a few days later. Do you remember the glitch to get under the OG map? It was super funny trolling people with it, but it could also be super OP. And getting eliminated to someone doing it felt like a total scam.
I killed him.
It wasn't long before Fortnite had fixed it, but in Chapter 5, Season 2, someone found out how to do it again. It worked just the same as before, and it was just as OP. In Season 8, Fortnite released a new pickaxe called Star Wand, but there was something very wrong with it. Instead of the usual 20 damage per hit, Star Wand did 56.
Yo, what is going? Epic!
Meaning you could two-tap somebody with it off spawn. For the unlucky players on the receiving end, it didn't feel too good, but it was pretty epic if you were the one using it. In the build-up to OG, Fortnite promised subscribers of Fortnite Crew that they would get the OG Battle Pass for free, but that wasn't exactly true. When the launch date finally rolled around and subscribers logged in excited to start completing the pass, they found out they didn't have it, and many ended up spending even more V-Bucks to unlock it. Turns out, all they had to do was restart their game and it would have appeared, but Fortnite never told anybody that, and it left tons of players feeling totally scammed. In past seasons, Battle Pass items were meant to be an exclusive, so you couldn't get them any other way. But in Season 6, Fortnite messed up big time, and you could actually buy the Wild Music Pack on its own for just 200 V-Bucks? That wasn't the only time it happened either. And back in Chapter 5, Season 2, it happened again with the swim-free lobby track. This next scam is so sneaky, you might not have even realized it was happening. But trust me, Fortnite knew exactly what they were doing. For 7 long years, Fortnite didn't let you choose between default skins. It was totally random. Every single time. Why? Well, let's be real. If you can't stick with the default skin you like, you're way more likely to buy a skin from the item shop. And that's not just a theory. Players begged Fortnite to let them choose a default. And what did they do? They started putting default skins in the item shop. Yeah, the exact same characters you were already using randomly the chapter before were being put on sale for 800 V-Bucks each. Fast forward to Chapter 6 Season 1. Now you can finally pick a default skin, which is awesome. But it also kind of exposes the scam. New skins coming to the item shop is always exciting. But when the shop reset in Chapter 5, Season 4, nobody could believe what they were seeing. It looked like you could purchase a bundle of the Moniker, Fortune, and Stash skins only for 1,200 V-Bucks? Unfortunately, when players purchased it, they actually only received Moniker, leaving many people feeling like they had just been completely scammed. In Chapter 5, Season 3, Human Bill hit the item shop and sci-fi fans were losing their minds. But that excitement quickly turned into confusion and frustration. Everything looked normal in the shop until you tried to buy the bundle. The Alien Was Here wrap wasn't there. Some players assumed it was just a visual glitch and bought it anyways. But nope, Fortnite took their V-Bucks and didn't give them the wrap in return. It turned out it didn't even exist yet. Leakers at the time discovered the wrap wasn't even in the game files, so it wasn't a bug. Fortnite was just straight up scamming. On December 27th, 2024, fans of Billie Eilish were hyped to see the You Should See Me in a Crown emote in the Fortnite item shop. Or so they thought. Turns out, Fortnite used the wrong icon. It wasn't Billie's emote at all. It was Outlaw instead. Sure, Fortnite fixed it pretty quickly, but for some players, it was too little too late. They had bought it thinking it was something else entirely, and ended up stuck with an emote that they didn't even want. When the Yoda backbling hit the item shop, Star Wars fans went crazy for it. But it didn't take long for players to realize something was seriously wrong. Turns out, doing the Zoidberg Scuffle emote while wearing the Yoda backbling would completely crash your game, and sometimes even your teammates too. Fortnite acted fast, but what they did shocked everyone. Instead of disabling the emote, which had already been in the game for months by this point, they disabled the brand new Yoda backbling, the one everyone just paid for. Players were furious. They couldn't use what they had just bought, and to make it even worse, Fortnite could have just easily disabled the Zoidberg Scuffle instead. In Chapter 5 Season 3, Fortnite dropped the Dracon Steel Rider bundle and sweats were in love. It came with a unique twist. Players would unlock extra styles depending on the highest rank that season. And according to the store, the Scrap Slicer pickaxe was supposed to work the same way. But there was just one problem. It didn't. Despite being advertised with unlockable styles, the Scrap Slicer had none, and players were furious. In Chapter 5 Season 4, Fortnite were hyping up the Karol G MSB concert.
People are saying this is pretty good, guys.
Promising that anyone who attended would unlock the epic Bichota 4-string bass completely free. But when the concert ended, something wasn't right. Players left expecting the reward, but nothing came. Some even rewatched the entire event over and over, hoping it would finally fix the issue. But still, no bass. And what was supposed to be a sick free reward ended up feeling like a complete waste of time. In July 2024, Fortnite released an epic collaboration with Pirates of the Caribbean with an awesome mini battle pass and the iconic Captain Jack Sparrow skin.
Ooh, oh, it's a Captain Jack Sparrow run. Oh, I'm being chased.
But there was a problem. They had accidentally released it a week early, so when people bought the event pass, they couldn't complete it. Needless to say, people were not too happy when they found out, and they were left feeling totally scammed. With the release of the Xbox Series X and S, an awesome new matte black style for the Master Chief skin was added to the game.
It looks smart. It looks epic. I think it's my favorite.
And Fortnite said after buying the skin in the item shop, the black style could be unlocked by playing a game of Fortnite on one of the two consoles at any time. It was super easy to do, and people were excited to unlock the awesome new style. Eventually, the skin left the item shop, but when it returned 934 days later, Fortnite made a huge mistake. They tweeted saying the black style was no longer unlockable. Players freaked out, and rightfully so. Fortnite had gone back on their word, and people who had bought the skin before the announcement felt like they had been totally ripped off. Luckily, Fortnite got the message pretty quick, and they made the black style unlockable the very next day. Rare skins have always been exciting, and everyone likes to take pride in their awesome collections.
Love that. That is probably one of the most sought after, most spammed skins.
But with the 29.20 update, without warning, Fortnite removed rarities entirely. A 2000 V-Buck legendary was suddenly reduced to just another regular skin like all the others? Needless to say, the community was outraged, and theories quickly emerged as to why Fortnite might have done this. Now onto the machine pistol. The first time people saw it, Fortnite had actually added in by accident into solid gold. And it wasn't even gold rarity. It was gray? Sadly, it was only in the game for an hour, so a lot of people missed out on trying it. But eventually, it came back, and this time, it was available up to gold. It was absolutely wild.
But it shreds at close range. Holy shoot.
With some of the highest DPS of all time.
It has a lot of damage, dude.
But unfortunately, Fortnite quickly realized it was too overpowered, and they nerfed it into the ground. So a lot of people never got to experience firsthand just how insane it actually was. In Chapter 3, Season 3, Dragon Ball Z hit the Fortnite island and anime fans were going wild. It had everything, from Goku and the insane Kamehameha mythic to quests that let you unlock charging up, boosting key, Shenron,
We got it.
and Dragon Radar, all completely free. The only downside, the quest didn't last forever. And if you missed out, Fortnite had a sneaky trick up its sleeve. They dropped the Dragon Ball Power Bundle in the item shop for 2,300 V-Bucks. Some players were happy to get a second chance, but for others, it felt like a total scam. Fortnite was now selling items that used to be 100% free and charging a premium price for them too. In December 2018, PlayStation released an exclusive pack containing the Prodigy skin and the Tabulator backbling. 5 years later, people on the other platforms would finally have the opportunity to buy the backbling as part of a locker bundle. Or so they thought. Even though it was pictured in the item shop, it actually wasn't part of the bundle at all. Back in OG Fortnite, CyberPK made a name for himself as the Trap King. And sadly in Chapter 2, they were vaulted. This was devastating for Cypher. But when the High Explosives LTM rolled out 3 seasons later, Fortnite had accidentally left old llamas in the game, and that could only mean one thing.
My goodness, dude.
Cypher was super excited, and fortunately his suspicions were right. Needless to say, he didn't hang around putting them to good use. Unfortunately, Fortnite quickly realized their mistake and removed them, leaving CypherPK feeling completely cheated. When you buy a skin, you expect to be able to use it, so when owners of the Jack Skellington skin logged into the Save the World after the new update and found out that they couldn't use it, they were outraged. It was eventually added back, but then almost a year later, it was disabled again, and this time it stayed disabled for months. Players were furious, especially since many had bought the skin to use specifically during the Christmas season. It felt like a total scam. Fortnite Battle Royale is famed for its cool and crazy looking skins, but Save the World has some pretty unique ones too, and Metal Team Leader is no exception. You can buy it in a pack for $19.99, and some people bought it just for the skin. So imagine how they felt when it turned up into the item shop just for 1,200 V-Bucks a while later. In Season 9, Symphony discovered an insane glitch and couldn't wait to show Dakotas. If you wore the Waypoint skin, you could go completely invisible. Well, except for your head.
What? Your back blink's like all the way in the floor.
It was hilarious. And while it didn't work out for Symphony,
I'm dead.
Dakotas had much better luck, even managing to pickaxe the last player for the win. But while it made for some great clips, Fortnite quickly realized the issue and disabled the skin, leaving Waypoint fans feeling totally ripped off that they couldn't use their favorite skin anymore. Believe it or not, this wasn't the only time Fortnite's messed up with invisibility glitches. In Chapter 3 Season 1, if you wore one of the Slurp Legend skins and then used the Shadow Bomb, when the effect wore off, you became a floating head. And it stayed like this for the rest of the game. But somehow, the Neymar Jr. skin took this to a whole new level. On release, if you wore the skin and used the built-in shh emote, you could go almost completely invisible. I guess Fortnite meant to give that power to the John Cena skin instead.
He can't see me.
In Chapter 5, Season 3, something unbelievable happened. PC and Switch players were getting instantly kicked from the game just for entering the desert? Some players didn't even make a glide in for the battle bus before getting booted, and needless to say, players were not happy. Fans of Sabrina Carpenter were hyped when out of nowhere, Caffeinated, an emote featuring her hit song Espresso, hit the item shop. But there was a problem. For some reason, the song played at warp speed, and players who bought the emote expected the version they knew and loved were super disappointed. Fortunately, Fortnite had heard their complaints and fixed it to play at regular speed, but that ended up causing even more drama. Players who previewed it and they actually liked the fast version felt like they got totally scammed, and it's unlikely they'll ever get back their beloved speed up version back. Usually when you buy a bundle and already own one of the items, Fortnite gives you a discount. But when the Shack bundle hit the item shop, things worked a little differently. If you had already owned the Axlifier, the bundle still charged full price, meaning you basically paid for the same thing twice. It was a total scam, and Fortnite promised they'd make things right by refunding the players who didn't get the discount. But even now, some players are saying they never got their V-Bucks back, and it's still not clear if Fortnite ever properly fixed it. But believe it or not, Fortnite has tried sneaky tricks like this before. When the amazing Chapter 2 remix dropped, it came with a brand new music pass, featuring none other than Snoop Dogg himself. At 1,400 V-Bucks, it seemed like a great deal, and players rushed to buy it, only to be charged 2,800 V-Bucks instead? Turns out, if you spam the purchase button, it would glitch out and charge you twice, turning a sick deal into a total ripoff. When the Street Shine pickaxe first hit the item shop, players were amazed by its bright, vibrant colors. But there was something even more amazing hidden in the edit styles. While the default and rainbow styles were meant to be included, Fortnite had made a massive mistake and accidentally added the lava style too. When they realized, they disabled the pickaxe entirely while they fixed it, leaving players who had just bought it unable to use it and feeling totally ripped off. In Chapter 4 Season 1, Fortnite introduced the Shotgun Striker perk, and players were hyped.
It's actually huge.
The idea was simple. You would get healed every time you shot an enemy player. But Fortnite made a big mistake. It worked fine in solos, but in team game modes, it was absolute chaos. For some reason, the perk worked on teammates as well as enemies, meaning you could heal up infinitely and become basically unstoppable. It was a super fun glitch if you were the one abusing it. He was probably so confused right there. But for the rest of the lobby, it felt like a total scam. Fortnite is very vocal about the fact that skins don't give a competitive advantage and are purely cosmetic, but they never mention the disadvantages, and some skins are literally pay to lose. Check out Boba Fett's starship. It blocks half of your screen. Or Frostwing. It's massive and shoots ice blasts. Talk about making yourself an easy target. Perhaps the worst of all though is the Millennium Falcon. Fortnite didn't mention it practically flashbangs you every time you deploy it, making it totally unusable for a lot of players. During Chapter 5 Season 4, Fortnite added Chemergy boost to the item shop, and Rocket League players were outraged. Turns out the boost was meant to be an exclusive reward from a Rocket League tournament, so competitors who earned it the hard way were furious to see it in the Fortnite item shop. Luckily, Epic quickly added a new version, the Chemergency boost, just for the tournament winners. But let's be real, Fortnite doesn't always make things right that fast. With the release of Rocket Racing came new cosmetics, and some of them were really expensive. The Fuse Starter Quest pack contained a bunch of cool stuff and cost $9.99, unless you were in Hungary, where the pack only costed 25 cents. In May 2019, Fortnite released Season 9, and in the Battle Pass, there was a skin that looked awfully familiar. A lot of people were speculating the skin was Loser Fruit, and it made sense.
What the fruit? What? That's gonna be for you.
It even had a strawberry on the shirt. A lot of people even bought the whole Battle Pass just for the skin. So when her official icon skin released later, some people felt kind of ripped off. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out this one too. It's a banger. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss a video again. Thank you.